What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Yeah, happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good one. Popping on just to do a quick Q&A here. Answer any questions you guys have about selling on Amazon. Been doing a lot recently, so just popping back on, hang out with you guys, kind of see what's up, see what everybody's running into. If you guys are watching on the replay and want like some really good resources, some good kind of how to source products, how to just kind of understand the basics of the business, I'll leave a link down below for a completely free course that you should definitely check out. It's a few hours, and I also just posted a new free course on YouTube as well a few days ago. So like a 5-hour long video that shows you how to do pretty much anything that you need to do to kind of get your first 5 or 10,000 bucks in sales rolling. So yeah, lots of good free resources for you guys there. We got some like some January retail arbitrage clearance will be good. Kind of keep that on your horizon. We were talking about that a little bit yesterday, but bunch of like retailers will run beginning of year clearance sales and that kind of stuff. Just with like getting rid of holiday inventory, so that'll be good to keep your eyes out if you are doing some retail arbitrage as well. And yeah, just getting started here. So let me know what questions you guys have as everybody's popping in. What's up, Turk? How you doing, man? What's up? I said Gonzo said, can you start with 2,000 bucks? Yeah, 2,000 bucks is a good starting point. Especially for just for like reselling, buying from websites, that kind of thing. That's a great starting point. I had like 1,500 bucks when I started selling on Amazon personally. So yeah, you'll have more than I did. One thing you might want to do to like stretch your initial capital as far as possible is buying things that are very cheap. So like I was buying like books from thrift stores and VCR players, stuff like that. It can be a good way to stretch that initial budget. And yeah, just kind of get the ball rolling at least a little bit. What's up, Michael? How you doing, man? What's up, Glue? What's up, Thrasher? How you guys doing? Absolutely. Let me know if I haven't checked in with you yet as well. Let me know how was your Q4 sales wise for those of you guys that are already selling on Amazon. Obviously, I know a ton of people had some awesome results this Q4. I think the craziest is Steven, who I've interviewed on the YouTube channel before. He did like over $3 million just in the arbitrage model in 1 month, which is one of the more impressive months I've ever seen. So obviously, I'm not assuming you've done 3 million in a month, but let me know how'd you guys do in December sales wise? Did you hit your goals? And call your shot for this year. What's the goal for this year? What's up? You said yesterday's live was great. Awesome. Yeah, glad you're on, Ethan. Yeah. We did have an awesome free live workshop last night, so it was good to see a bunch of you guys on the free live workshop. And actually, if you guys were on the free live workshop, I texted out the recording to everybody who was registered for this one. So check your text if you missed the workshop and you were signed up. Let's see, you just bought your first product today. I like it, Ethan. Yeah, congrats, man. You'll remember that first thing that you sold for a long time. I know I do. Pretty much every Amazon seller does. So congrats, man. That's awesome. Let's see. How do you find ungated products doing retail arbitrage as a beginner? So as long as like when you go to like list the product on Boxem or on Seller Central, it'll say like apply to sell. As long as it lets you apply to sell that brand, then you just get an invoice from like an online retailer. So if you want to sell, Carter's clothing, you'll get 10 units of Carter's clothing from their website and submit that. So just buy directly from the brand or like a big retailer, basically. Absolutely. Where do you get the products from? So Packer fan. I'm a fellow Packer fan here too. Yeah, I buy all my inventory just from big websites. Is like the short answer. It's going to depend on the day though, depending on like what websites are running sales. So some days I might buy a bunch of vitamins at Walgreens, and then the sales will go away. And then the next day I might buy a bunch of clothes from Tommy Hilfiger or something like that, right? Like just like random clothing brands and that kind of stuff. There's a list if you want to see like exactly where I buy from. I made a free list of like 100 places that I've sourced a few $1 million worth of inventory from. You can check for that up in my bio or down below if you guys are on YouTube or something. You assume you have to buy in bulk. Not necessarily, not with arbitrage, because you're just buying from big websites, right? So like, for example, I'll buy like a bottle of vitamins that's usually 20 bucks. Right now, there might be a buy one, get one sale. So I get it for 10 bucks and then I sell it on Amazon for 22 bucks. And you could buy as few as 2 units to do the sale, or you could buy 200 units. It really just depends on like how fast that item sells and that kind of thing. Absolutely. Yeah. Let me know what other questions you guys got here. Let's see, selling what? I mean, yeah. So short answer is like anything that's profitable. I'll sell anything that's profitable. Usually it'll just be like the type of stuff that tends to be more reseller friendly is stuff like clothes, groceries, vitamins, just stuff like that. Yeah. Absolutely. You said you want to learn. Yeah. So I've got a bunch of free resources for you on June. So I actually just posted a 5-hour long free course on YouTube. If you want to check that out, basically it details all you need to know. And then there's also a free course up in my bio or down below if you guys are on YouTube and that kind of thing. Awesome. You guys got the some awesome questions rolling today. Good vibes. Appreciate all you guys. Absolutely. Yeah, I sold about $2.5 million last year, Joey. So I do sell on Amazon, my friend. I be pretty good at just making stuff up if that was not the case, I guess. Let's see. What's the best place to get ungated in ingestibles? Anywhere that sells it. So yeah. All right, Joey, have a good one, man. Like I don't make videos for people who don't want to buy in and believe in themselves, basically. Let's see. So who ships for you, or do you do it yourself? So I ship everything personally. The way I do it is I'll buy everything and I will ship it to a prep center, and then the prep center ships it off to Amazon for me. Basically, and then Amazon's kind of selling that directly to the customers. The alternative to that is shipping to like your house or like a warehouse, and then when the order sells, like you ship it direct to the customer, basically. Let's see, what are typical margins? Yeah, so like if you want to be around like 20% gross margin, and then depending on how much of the business you outsource, and you'll be anywhere from like 10 to 20% net margin, which obviously in a inventory like retail based business is a pretty good margin. It's a lot higher than like Fortune 500 retail is. Absolutely. Yeah. Let me know what other questions you guys got here. Absolutely. Let's see. You have $50 to start. I would hit like thrift stores and stuff, man. Or honestly, like Amazon's an inventory based business, so you're not gonna like get rich starting with $50. So you gotta hustle, go to yard sales, like flip some used stuff for a while, or literally like just drive Uber Eats for a month, like if that's what it takes. Like figure out how to get to like $1,000, $2,000 so you can afford to spend on the business. But yeah, it's hard to get into reselling with $50. At least like reselling name brand stuff, because typically like buying from big websites, your ROI is going to be 30 to 40%. So if you have $50, it's going to take you a while to like grow that snowball. For sure. Do you use Amazon PPC? Nope. So you don't need to use PPC. Like, so here's a product, for example, right? Here's something. It was on clearance at like a local retail store for $12. As an example, it was selling for like 30 to $35 during the holidays. And when customers are already searching for this type of thing on Amazon, like a name brand, like I think it's like a controller holder or something like that. So you don't need to buy any ads for people to like be interested in that, because they're already searching for it. Is kind of how you can look at it. Let's see. Is Amazon still profitable? I mean, I wouldn't be, I think right now we got like $250,000 worth of inventory at Amazon. And if it was not profitable, I would not be, spending that much money on inventory. For sure. What do you use to track profit and costs? Yeah. So Boxem, Boxem is how you like make shipments, track your analytics, like restock your products. The Boxem tool also has a really cool AI. So you can look up the like the Boxy AI. It's basically like trained to like help you source products and just kind of walk you through anything you need to figure out in your Amazon business. And yeah, the Boxem will just be like how you make shipments and track profit and stuff. Let's see. How do you market? Yeah, so you don't need to do any marketing if you're doing like Amazon reselling, because you're like this example, right? People already search for this product on Amazon and it already has existing demand on Amazon. So our only job is to buy that product as cheap as possible so that we actually make profit when it sells, right? We're not super concerned with like growing the sales of a product, because it already sells enough for us. Let's see. Nervous about knowing all the costs in one place. Seems like it can get out of control. Yeah, there's definitely like lots of like fees and like things you might forget about that you bought and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you definitely do want to have a software just for like tracking everything that you've bought. And that's where you'll plug in Boxem there. Let's see. You want to hear our opinion on the French market, Amazon FBA? You sell in the French market? That's cool. I like that. I've never really messed with selling on Amazon France, to be honest. I know some people who are in Europe are really good at like cross-border arbitrage. So they'll buy something from the UK and sell it in France and vice versa, because obviously all those markets are a lot closer than like US is to Mexico, Canadian markets, that kind of thing. Let's see. You don't need your own barcode. You just use the barcode on the box. Yeah, that's correct. So you don't need to buy any barcodes if you're just selling stuff that already sells, basically. Absolutely. Let's see. Is reverse sourcing still the best way for new sellers to find items? Yeah, for sure. Just because so reverse sourcing, a lot of new guys on the stream today. So appreciate all you guys popping in, but reverse sourcing is like how you'll source those first items. Basically you're just going to go to, for example, like you could go to this exact product, like this Halo controller holder, or you could just go to like anything that is Walmart brand, great value, or Target's Up and Up. And the only thing that those people, the only thing that the people on those listings are going to be selling are other products that you can get at retail stores as well. Right. So instead of like randomly clicking around stores, like randomly looking at products, like trying to figure out what sells, you go and look at what other people are already selling and then say, all right, here's where they probably bought it. Let me find a coupon on it, that kind of thing. Right. So you're basically just figuring out like your reverse engineering success. So it's called like reverse sourcing. I don't know if any of you guys are actively selling on Amazon. I'm sure you've done that before, and it's probably how you found your first products. So yeah. If you guys want to like see how all that works for free, there's a free course that I posted on YouTube like a few days ago. If you just look up Fields of Profit free course on YouTube, or if you go up in my bio, there's a ton of free information there as well. Appreciate you, Mayor of Houston. It's one of my favorites. I just got back from playing a quick 9 holes this afternoon, so had to be wearing the hat today. Let's see. With all the different items you have, do you use a different Amazon store? I mean, you just get like an Amazon seller account, then you can sell like a bunch of different stuff under one seller account. You don't need to have like multiple seller accounts if that's your question. See, if you buy something from Ulta that is not Ulta brand, would you be able to get ungated and Ulta products? Yeah, for sure, Ethan. Yeah, as far as ungating is concerned, Amazon just wants to see that you buy legitimate inventory, right? So in your case, if you're buying whatever brand from Ulta, you show that to Amazon. Amazon's like, all right, obviously we know Ulta is a real retailer, and you'll get approved. Let's see, how many ASINs is good for a new person to start their store with? I mean, one, right? Like one product can be awesome. Like, and you can also have 100 products that are terrible, right? Like, I'm not a big fan of looking at it like I want to have 100 products in my store. The better way of looking at it is I want to spend $5,000 a month on inventory, whatever that number is for you. Because the way you can kind of like reverse engineer your goals is if you want to sell, let's say your goal is selling $1 million on Amazon. Over the course of the entire year, you'll need to spend $500,000 on inventory. Usually, like the way the math works out is about half of your revenue is your cost of goods sold. Let's see. Mary said, starting your Amazon business this week, following so far. Still for the people. Yeah, I got you, Mayor Houston. Good vibes. Let me know if you have any other like specific question, man. And glad you're getting after it. Let's see. Do you get a lot of Amazon returns? If so, how do you handle the product if it's used? Yeah, so you're definitely going to get returns. Like part of why so many people shop on Amazon is because like the return policy is so good. You just want to make sure like on things that have the risk of return that you're looking for like extra profit, basically. So anything that's in like the clothing, shoes, electronics category, I'm never going to buy anything that's like a 25% ROI, but I might buy a 25% ROI grocery product because there's no returns. Right. So just kind of factor in that risk of return. And that just goes for everything. You can just factor in the risk of anything and just get a little bit greedier. So if you're worried about, I think this price, the product price might tank a little bit. All right, let me just make sure my profit's really good. So I have more like comfortable margins in case that does happen. Yeah, for sure. I shoot for about 10% net, Sammy. I have a team that does the vast majority of the work. Hired virtual assistants to do a lot of the sourcing and that kind of thing. For sure. Let's see, how long does it take for Amazon to pay out after the sales the first time? So you get paid for your sales every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks you'll get paid by Amazon. And then after you've been selling for a while, you get paid every day. But there's always like a 2-week lag period. So if anything like went weird with your order or anything like that, they're going to refund the customer from that money that you made, obviously selling that product. Sweet. How do you start? I mean, short answer is buy and sell products that people are already selling. The long answer, just go dive in on YouTube videos and stuff. So if you guys are on TikTok right now, go up here. And there's a bunch of free resources up in my bio. If you guys are on YouTube, you can go down below. Just watch the free course that's there, or just look up the free course on YouTube. There's kind of a decent amount of like nuance and detail to go into, so it's easier if you just dive into like existing tutorials and stuff. But yeah, let me know if you have like specific questions as well. Happy to help here. See, is the best way to start just to jump in and learn through trial and error? Is there groups to learn from this sort of thing? Trial and error is always going to be the best way to learn. So I mean, if you haven't bought anything to sell on Amazon, that's like your obvious first step. right? You gotta buy something. So even if that's only buying, 5 units or 2 units of something just to like test it out and see how selling on Amazon works, like that'd be a great first goal. And then yeah, as far as like groups to learn from and stuff, you can just go. There's a free Discord that's also part of the free course I was talking about. So if you go to like the Amazon Launchpad down below, if you guys are up above on like a vertical platform, that'll be in there, like a free Discord community, basically. Sweet. What's up, Caden? How you doing, man? Saw you on the stream yesterday or something like that. Hope you're doing good. See, what's the minimum cash on hand you need to get started? At least like $1,500 is like a safe starting point. Or like you can do like $1,000. Like I had $1,500 when I started, somewhere between like $1,000 to $2,000, for sure. See, how do you get ungated with 109 items? Very specific number there. You'll just submit that. Invoice, for sure. Let's see. Any items you recommend starting off with low risk, low reward? Why do you want low risk, low reward? But yeah, I mean, that would be like that would just be like auto ungated products that are like decently profitable. Like that'd be the best place to just kind of get started. So like if you want just like a 10-minute quick guide on how to source stuff that you don't need any like approvals or ungating, that kind of stuff, just look up auto ungated sourcing on YouTube. It'll probably be a video from me or my friend Miles, just kind of breaking all that down for you. It is a Fortunato. I'm a fan. Let's see. Do you make videos on the products? Nope. That's more like a private label or like Amazon affiliate thing to do. So all I do is get as good as possible at finding just random stuff like this that sells for more than I paid for it on Amazon. That's the business, right? There's no like marketing, anything like that. The hard part is finding things cheap enough to make a profit on Amazon, right? So it's both the blessing and the curse. Is like as long as you can get good at that one specific skill, like you can build a big business out of it. For sure. How do you beat a customer counterfeit complaint doing retail arbitrage? You just submit your invoices. Yeah, I've done 30 or 40 like authentic complaints, IP complaints, account reviews, that kind of stuff, using documents from retailers. All Amazon needs to know is that you're not buying stuff from like Alibaba or like random Telegram suppliers and stuff like that. You just need to make sure you're not buying from, like I said, like Instagram or eBay and that kind of stuff, or at least not listing stuff like that is new. Sweet. You've been following for 2 years, finally get ready to get started. I mean, yeah, that's way too long to just be like diving into content, man. Glad you're getting after it though. Yeah, the main thing is just kind of getting taking action as soon as possible. That's true of anything, right? Like you're only going to learn so much, like watching YouTube videos and hanging out on live streams and that kind of thing. So honestly, if you're on the live stream right now, I'm going to do something that you're not supposed to do as like a content person. But if you've been on the live streams a lot recently and you know what to do and you're just like putting it off, leave the live stream right now and go do it. Go try to spend $50 on inventory, whatever that is for you. See, what was the moment that made your first product sell a lot? I mean, the first like decent product I can think of was something we made like $2,000 on. It was like an herbal tea. I've used this as an example before, but we sold it for like a little over twice what we were buying it for from the VitaCost website. And that was like the first thing I can remember making like, at least like over $1,000 in profit on. Before that, it was just like a lot of base hit products. And yeah, you just kind of stack as many of those products as possible and it gets fun. It has some bangers. Yeah, for sure, Caden. Especially there's some coupon stacking today too. Those of you guys that know what I'm talking about are making some money on that. Let's see. Thanks for the Zoom call last night. Yeah, glad you're liking it. Super good energy on the live workshop last night. If you guys did miss the live workshop last night, the next one will be on January 2nd. The registration link for that is open if you guys want to come hang out on Zoom and all that. Kind of sourcing some products together. And yeah. See, trying to sell Hot Wheels on Amazon, they didn't approve it. Do you know why? Sometimes like if it just goes to an Amazon rep that's like unfortunately like if they're just like having a bad day or just like spam and decline or whatever, like sometimes you can just end up getting declined on those ungates. Usually I submit like 5 or 10 times, and then that'll do the trick. Unfortunately, you just got to submit multiple times, and even if it feels like you're doing something wrong. See, have you ever let's see. Have you ever got a receipt? Yeah, so receipts, invoices, like whatever you want to call it, as long as like you're buying inventory from, you said Lowe's. Like when you buy from Lowe's, it's going to say, it's going to have their little logo at the top. It's going to have your address on it. It's going to describe what you bought on it. and yeah, you'll be good to go. Let's see. Amazon suspended your account, so just appeal whatever they like got on you for. It's not at all unusual for Amazon to like they'll randomly check seller accounts and say, hey, we need invoices for this brand. We want to make sure that you're selling legit stuff on the platform. And as long as you're not sourcing from eBay and Poshmark or like random Telegram suppliers, like you'll be good to go. Yeah, you just need to like go through that case with Amazon there. It can definitely be annoying. And I've also got like if you're like dealing with like account health issues and that like the more boring side of Amazon, I've also got like videos you can watch to walk you through that. If you just look up again like Fields of Profit on YouTube, a bunch of you guys on TikTok today, so appreciate all you guys hanging out here. And yeah, let me know what other questions you guys got on all platforms here. What's up, Mike? Let's see. Where do you buy your product? Just big websites. So it's going to be anywhere from Vitacost, Finish Line, Walmart, Target, Vitacost, anything like that, right? Let's see. Dual say, yeah, you said Chewy. I bought some stuff at Chewy. Like literally any website that's legit. Yeah, you can source inventory from there. See, do you hold your own inventory? Yeah. So like the only way you would not be able to, like you would not hold inventory is if you're drop shipping, which is not allowed on Amazon, at least the way like people talk about it in the traditional sense, like buying from like Walmart and shipping direct to the customer where you don't have to buy the inventory. That's like not allowed on Amazon. So you do need to own the inventory at some point. So like I'll see a profitable item, I'll ship it to Amazon. And then as soon as the item sells on Amazon, obviously that's when you make your profit rather than just like as soon as you ship it to Amazon or something like that. Do you use a reseller license? Yeah, you might as well. Not all the websites are going to take it, but the ones that do saves you some sales tax. The way to get around that, if you are buying from websites that don't take reseller certificates, is just to ship things to a prep center. So like you can work with a prep center in, let's call it Delaware, just for example, because there's no sales tax in Delaware. So you could ship to Delaware, pay them like $1.50 to ship to Amazon for you, and then you don't pay sales tax. Can you buy from Alibaba? Not for reselling, but if you're doing private label, which is where you're like creating your own brand, your own listing, your own marketing, that kind of thing, then yeah, absolutely. That's kind of like a different business model than what I like to do though. Let's see, if you only have a receipt from the retailer, the ungate chance is better if you include bank statements. It can't hurt. Like I always try to include as much information as possible on my ungate submissions, but usually you'll just need like the tracking information, like the receipt that shows like your address on it and that kind of thing. Let's see. Trying to start seems like nothing is auto ungated anymore. Check Athletic Works, check Danner Shoelaces, and then check all the brands that those people sell on. Like when you go to the SellerAmp view and you see all the other brands that someone who sells Athletic Works sells, start plugging those in, and you can test those out as well. There's also a list down below of like 1,800 brands that you can test and see if you can get auto ungated to sell those brands. If you guys are on TikTok or Instagram, that's up here in the free course. I think the free course is the second link in my bio. Let's see. You wouldn't suggest a prep center for beginners? No, I mean it makes sense for beginners sometimes. Like you lose a little bit of speed of money if you send everything to a prep center because they're not going to be quite as fast at turning your inventory around as you will, and it's definitely not as fast as doing FBM. But like if it saves you a bunch of sales tax, or you live on like the 6th floor in an apartment building, you can't be like lugging around boxes all the time. Like prep centers is the way to go. For sure. Let's see. Why does FBA show a lower payout versus FBM on SellerAmp? Yeah, that's because the FBM costs you need to include, like you need to bake in shipping yourself. With FBA, like FBA just it costs what it costs. With FBM, you need to like include like an estimate. You can just like plug in some rough estimates. Like next time you get an order, just like plug in a bunch of weights and dimensions and write those down, and you can plug those in next time you're sourcing. Is FBM even worth it? Yeah, or worthwhile? Yeah, man. So like FBM is about speed of money. So like let's say one seller buys this today and sends it to Amazon FBA. Another seller buys it and does Amazon FBM. The FBM seller can make the sale today. The FBA seller has to wait the 10 to 20 days before that item checks in at Amazon, right? So that's like the big trade-off. Then after that, though, obviously the FBA seller, they're not shipping out orders themselves. They're just letting Amazon do it. And they're probably spending that time like sourcing more inventory. So that's where it tends to make sense for like, if you've been at Amazon for a while, you got plenty of money, that kind of thing. You're probably doing a lot more FBA. If you're trying to stretch your money as far as possible, you're probably doing a lot of FBM. For sure. What's the easiest way to go about this for a beginner? Short answer is auto ungated sourcing. As a beginner, you'll do auto ungated reverse sourcing if you really want like the terminology for it. But honestly, just go on YouTube and search Fields of Profit free course. And you'll see I just posted a few days ago. I posted a literally like 5.5 hour long YouTube video that shows you know everything from like the basic software to like more advanced sourcing methods, like how to do your taxes as an Amazon seller, like all the nitty gritty. So if you just look up Fields of Profit free course on YouTube and go to the recent one, I usually post like one every year. Let's see, what month did you see your first profit? Month 2. Just because the overhead's very low, you're going to spend $90 on the software that you need, being Keepa, SellerAmp, and Boxem. That's how you'll see SellerAmp and Keepa is how you source inventory, and then Boxem is how you ship it, track your profit, do your analytics, feedback, get more feedback, that kind of thing. And then beyond that, the rest of your money just goes towards inventory. So you basically have a $90 a month overhead, and then the rest is however much inventory you can buy. Sweet. Do you know how people buy pallets of Amazon returns? That's through like liquidation companies. That's like a whole different business model. It seems kind of fun. Like it seems maybe a little bit difficult to scale. But if you're gonna buy like liquidation pallets, then that's probably more like selling stuff on Whatnot and eBay and Mercari and that kind of thing. If you're buying liquidation, you can't resell that liquidation on Amazon unless it's like, unless the liquidation like outlines what is in that pallet, because you need documentation that shows exactly what you bought so that you can prove authenticity. So like be careful selling liquidation on Amazon, basically. Let's see. Do you sell leads? No. Selling buying leads is not like a good thing. You don't want to be dependent on that long term. So I just only like to do things that set you up for long-term success. So you can just dive in on the YouTube videos. There's also like if you do want paid help or paid resources, that kind of thing, we have the FBA roadmap as well, which you can check all that out up in my bio there. Let's see. You're new to the YouTube. Do you focus on arbitrage or other ways of selling on Amazon as well? Pretty much just arbitrage. If you like watch the YouTube videos and stuff, every now and then I'll interview like people who know what they're talking about when it comes to wholesale or retail arbitrage, that kind of thing. But my main focus is online arbitrage. Awesome. Appreciate you. I like the HVAC technician. I like the username. You're not going to get it mixed up what you do. I like it. What's the most important trait you look for in a VA? That's a good question, Caden. I mean, it's just like you want to have people working for you that are like willing to learn, right? So usually I will hire people who maybe aren't necessarily like the best at taking the sample project and that kind of thing, but like when I talk to them, kind of get a good vibe about how it seems like they might be actually willing to put in the work, willing to learn, that kind of thing, rather than just like reading answers off a screen or like refusing to try new things that I'll show to a virtual assistant. If you see that, it tends to be not one of your better hires. For sure. Are you automatically ungated in any category? Yeah, the clothing category is auto ungated. There's also a couple like the vinyls are also auto ungated for most people. And that's a good place to like start storefront stocking from those brands that are already auto ungated. Sweet. Probably gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Good vibes. Appreciate all you guys hanging out here. If you're wanting to get serious about selling on Amazon in 2026, there's a completely free course for you, about 3 hours of content. There's also a list of where I buy all my inventory, how to auto ungating, checklist of what to look for when you buy. It's all completely free up in my bio on TikTok, or if you guys are on YouTube or anything like that, you go down below. It's called the Amazon Launchpad, is the free course. So check that out if you're like a new seller wanting to get into it. It's all completely free, like I said. And yeah, appreciate all you guys, and you guys have a good rest of your day here.